Yo, all right. So going live by myself to tell you guys, the Pueblo Chieftain didn't want me to record that interview, or, or I guess, yeah, I guess it was I don't know the Chieftain, the more reporter, but she was pretty chill. Um, yeah. So for everyone that tapped in trying to watch the interview live, damn, I'm sorry. I wish it could have happened. Um, wonder how the video looks. I'm gonna go check out the video real quick. All right, video looks fire. All right, so I'm just gonna get this off right while it's fresh in my head. Um, so the interesting thing, I guess, that happened was the reporter was 23. That was pretty chill. Like I was expecting, an old person to come through and ask me questions about whatever. But when she said her age, I was like, damn, you're younger than me. Like that's pretty cool. I think most people expect like an old person to be their news reporter. Um, but yeah, she was pretty chill. So that right off the bat kind of let me put my guard down. I was like, oh, this girl's gonna kind of get it. Hopefully, um, I'll run around fucking setting everything up. But other than that, she pulled through with the photographer who took some photos of me. I don't know if he took good photos of me because I was all talking with my hands. Um, but yeah, he left halfway through. The interesting thing though that she called me out on was the show. She was watching some of the show and she goes she says, I heard you say that's gay. And I said did I? And she said, yeah, I heard you say that's gay about some things. And I was like, what? I'm pretty sure I was joking. And I'm like, well, on Street Champs, we obviously know the difference between a joke and serious shit. Like we'll kick you out over some serious shit, but like if we're all laughing and you're not obviously not being like hurtful to anyone, like we're obviously not gonna let it ruin anything. She also said about people using the N word on the show. She's like, how do you feel about people using the N word here? And I was like, if you're watching this chat, fucking pop up in the chat, say something. But she says, do you let people say the N word here? And I was like, well, if they're black, like obviously they could say the N word. Like I'm not gonna fucking police what a black person says if they say the N word. And then she goes, no, but what about what about white people? Or something. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't want people saying like, uh, what's good, my beaner? Fucking yeah, fucking. But she goes, what about white people? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't want white Mexicans or white people being like, oh, what up, my beaner? What up, my cracker? Um, and she goes, oh, that's true. And look, yeah, I feel like reporters are kind of like therapists. Like they kind of like want you to just like keep talking and like kind of slip up. I don't know if that's true, but like I sparked up the blunt like halfway through. Uh, but yeah, outside of her asking me about people saying the N word, she goes she was watching the Thravi interview. She brought up the Thravi interview, and she said I was watching that, and she brought up the point to where he said that him and his twin brother used to trade outfits. That they would have one outfit each, and they would like go back and forth. Like Monday it'd be mine, Tuesday it'd be yours, Wednesday, etc. And she's like that was so heartbreaking that was happening in Pueblo. And I said, yeah, it's literally happening right down the street at the projects next to fucking KFC. That's where all that was happening. And and that was kind of a big point in her head. Um, yeah, she asked me why aren't these other candidates a threat to you, like politically, and I was like no lie, they're all 70 years old, most of them, so like they're not a threat to me, it's a threat to their health. No, I'm just kidding. That's but really though, I don't think people in Pueblo want to be represented um by a 70-year-old anymore. I think people are getting tired of just playing the role of the citizen. More people, they would be involved if you made it easier to be involved. If we were actually fucking talking to these people in real life scenarios instead of like dumbass city council meetings where people just like talk over each other and yell, then I think it'd be more tangible to the average person, because the average person isn't gonna go, at a specific time of the week to a specific place and watch grown ass adults, just try to make decisions. But yeah, so yeah, she asked me why aren't these other contestants a threat, or competitors or whatever fucking candidates, outside of their health and their age. Oh fucking turn this off. I think in reality, I think being upfront and honest like this with people, even if people don't give a fuck right now, I think people will give a fuck when shit kind of gets like exposed in some way, because I don't think anyone that I know knows how to run for any kind of political office. And I wish that they would have let me record this whole thing, because this coming out of her mouth was like way more powerful. I kind of sound like a dumbass, but like another crazy thing she told me was that most people that work at the Pueblo Chieftain are like in their 20s and 30s. I in reality I thought that the people working there were going to be like 50 plus, just cuz that's kind of a old form of communication, the newspaper. I, I don't know if anyone I know gets newspaper except for my parents. But so that kind of surprised me. Um, I told her about my idea. I'm inviting all the candidates. Candidates, if you're watching this, open platform here. I want to have a debate between all of us. I think this would be the best spot to have it, just for the people to see. We'll have the chat moderate it. We'll have maybe one moderator in here, just if shit gets crazy. But yeah, I let her know about that idea, and she said it was a good idea, and she asked if I would smoke weed with them, and I was like, hell yeah, if they wanted to smoke some weed, we could smoke some weed. But to be honest, I let her know this too. I don't think any candidate is gonna want to come through here. I'm calling it right now. Whether it's they're scared, bad for their image, or they don't think that it's worth the shit, when in reality it probably is. Hopefully, I don't know. It probably is. But yeah, I think that they're just scared. Honestly, they choose to ignore us. Yeah, the way that I got on the Pueblo Chieftains radar was I just started commenting on all their posts. Commented on like, I don't know, probably like 30 to 40 posts, just a link to the video of the mayor video, and had like my friends and shit do it too, and they eventually messaged me, and the exact message read something like, hi, this is so and so from the editor of the Pueblo Chieftain. I see you I see you spamming. Oh no, you probably don't see your comments on any of the video or any of the news articles anymore because I'm marking them for spam. Um, that's a good way to get your name out there, but you see why I can't leave them up, right? If you're actually running for mayor, we'll be in touch. And I was like, no, I'm actually running. I filed, and they hit me up like a few hours later. But yeah, we're not gonna be ignored anymore. And yeah, I think the hardest part about this is gonna be activating, the 18 to like 35-year-old voters, because in reality, none of them vote, and I'm in that category. Like I've never voted for mayor until this fucking election. But fuck, if that's what has to happen to see some sort of change, even if it's not huge or crazy at first, just to see representation of someone that's just a fucking regular person, I think it's gonna go a long way. That just because talking to the old people is just it's just intangible. Like how do you get to them? That's a good question. Getting I think getting to the people, like the people in power, is probably gonna be the most positive thing that Street Champs has running for it. Is that you could pop in chat any time of the day, literally any day of the week, and your message is gonna be read to however many people are watching, and to whoever watches this video over again and over again. So yeah, and I know, that's I think most of the other candidates think that that's a bad thing, and they're like, well, why would I want people to know everything? But like when they know everything, when something bad comes out, it's not a surprise. If you're upfront and honest, because we're all human and we all fuck up, then it's not a surprise when you fuck up. But when you're trying to, be like secretive and hide and only put out this polished thing every single time, it's never gonna work. It's never gonna work because that's just not how people are. I feel like I personally don't relate to shit like that. I need to see. I don't know. I personally, I need to see a fucking person of color, low key. And then we'll, like, if not that, like, kind of just like I don't know, like a reasonable attitude. Like, I don't want you to be completely off the wall, like, either way. I don't want you to be like a crazy ass fucking, like a gun toting ass Republican that's, like fucking against everything. And I don't want you to be like a pussy, like a liberal pussy that just is offended by everything. Like, I feel like most people are in the middle, where they're reasonable people, and those people, sadly, are the people that don't vote or they're just like, yeah, my life isn't bothered by who's in office or whatever. And that's how I was. But I have to start somewhere, and yeah, I'm confidently saying that Street Champs is going to win Mayor 2023 because of stuff like this, like being upfront and honest with the people. And I got another thing that I want to show. I got to get up this thing right quick. All right. So I got this. So I guess in order to get like, so this document is titled "City of Pueblo Open Records Request for Inspection / Copying of Record." Okay. So this is called a CORA request. That's the CORA, as how I spelled it. I don't know if that's how you spell it, but basically it's like a piece of paper that allows you to get a hold up. I want to make sure I could read. I want to make sure I could show you guys and I won't get in trouble. Yeah, so it says, yeah, I can't put this on. I think it says I can't put this fucking on the camera, but I could read it. I can fucking read it. So it's basically just a piece of paper that allows me to get information from the city government, I guess. You know why can't you just look it up? Like, and they charge you an hourly thing unless it's like easy work. I guess mine was easy work, so they didn't charge me. But I requested every single mayor's phone number. This is how I worded it. Chat, you tell me if this dignifies phone numbers or if this does not. A list of contact info of everyone running for mayor. A list of contact info of everyone running for mayor. I think when I read that, I see like a list of phone numbers or an email or something. Contact info. I want phone numbers. Low key, no, fuck emails. I need phone numbers. But I didn't get those phone numbers. I don't know if it was because of my wording or whatever. But so I'm gonna have to submit another one. And I guess like specifically put phone numbers. I thought contact info was sufficient. Am I crazy? Should that have been phone numbers? So that's how I'm trying to get a hold of him for the big debate or whatever. But yeah, what else? What else did she ask me? Low key, the biggest surprise was when she was like, "How do you feel about people saying the N word?" I was like, "Damn, bro." Like, I was like, "That's fair." Like, fucking Tron. We gotta change Tron. We gotta change Tron's whole name. Nah, but other than that, what else was there? Shout out PT. Shout out Jenny. Shout out Chauncey. Other than that, fucking what was there? We talked about like fentanyl users and stuff like that, and like what was my gonna be like policy on drugs and stuff. And I mean, like what is there to say that's like not common sense? Like, you gotta look at the whole problem. You know, you gotta. It's not that drug users. You know, it's that it's all sad all around. Like the drug dealers are going through shit too. But yeah, fentanyl. What else did we talk about? Man, she said she watched some of the videos though, so that was dope. I'm like, yeah, Pueblo Chieftain. We need a Pueblo Chieftain story about street champs already though. That's my point when they're like when I say like they choose to ignore us. But we cannot be ignored. Huh. Let's see, anything else? Fucking that's about it. I wish she wasn't so reluctant to let me film the whole thing. I wish that whole thing would have been on live because it was pretty good content. She was letting me go off, and I would just like sometimes have to reel myself back in. But she asked me if I saw any of the other people as competitors too. Like, why aren't they competitors? But why are the ones that are actually competing that are actually like worth a fuck? Like, why are they actually like worth a fuck? And I was like, this is. It's like in the end, like whether any way you look at it, like Pueblo is still like an Italian fucking town, low key. So, I don't know what's going on the top or in the backgrounds, but yeah, I, anyone with eyes would know that. But yeah. Chat, what do you guys think? As if there's anyone even here, if I'm just fucking talking to no one. But I know this video is important. But what's y'all's take on anything? But yeah, all right, guys. Well, that's about everything she asked me. I don't know exactly where else to go with any of that. If whatever happens next, if I'm going to keep making fucking videos about it, because no one else is doing that, and everyone's curious about how the hell this all works. So, stay tuned for the next one. Let me know in the comments what you guys are interested in, like, seeing a part of this, because I'll try to, like, specifically go into that, if anything, because I'm just hitting this from literally knowing nothing. So, all right, y'all. Subscribe, all that shit. We're trying to get to 2,000. All right, we're going to go shut off live.